Good Sunday morning, Sunday the 20th. We had a few sprinkles overnight, but as you can see now, it's pretty clear. In the middle of the night, I forgot what time it was, but in the middle of the night there was a heck of a lot of ruckus from my neighbors over this way. Sounded like they were in a fight. All kinds of yelling and banging going on. Didn't even occur to me until this morning. It might have had a bear in camp. No signs of a bear here. But that would definitely be a cause for banging and screaming and hollering. Apparently not like that. Anyway, it should be a good day today. Paddle over to whatchamadingy, Amoeber Lake, and see what campsite I can get over there. It'd be good to have a layover day so I can get some things dried out, get things that are still damp from the rain the other day. And this site definitely didn't help that at all. Just a little bit after 9 and I'm on my way again. 9 o'clock seems to be my on the water time these days. Whew. Well, the noisy people left. I'm not sure if they're on a day trip or if they packed up and headed out across the lake, along the lake. Find out in a minute whether the camp is still set up or not. I could always take that campsite. A lot better than the one I was on. No. Move on to Amoeber. It does look like they're gone. I don't see signs of tents or anything. Huh. Ooh. Bald eagle. Don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, the actual campsite is back here. Ditching area. Well, they look like they're gone. Okay, that looks like the bridge. Right straight ahead where that dead tree is. And it sounds like I don't want to get off to the side. A lot of rushing water. I mean, sounds like I don't want to miss the portage. A lot of rushing water. Okay, a real nice mortgage. Unfortunately, Knife Lake is very choppy today. So, getting the boat loaded is going to be a bit of a challenge here. But I think I've chosen the spot wisely. I hope so. We'll find out pretty soon. Of course, we're right at the east end of Knife Lake, which is a big long lake. And we have a west wind today. Not a big one, but big enough. Trying to get stuff into the boat. Trying to keep the boat from crashing on the rocks too much. Well, I'm taking shelter behind a point right now. Got some water, some trail mix. Resting up a little bit. The moon fishing right out in front of the boat. Nothing in the forecast that I heard last night that prepared me for this. I guess I should have taken heed of the red sky this morning. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. Oh. Not sure. There's a couple of campsites along the south shore of Knife Lake here just before I get to the bay that leads me to Amoeber. I think I still have quite a ways to go to get to those campsites and to that point, that bay. I think I might pull into one of those campsites, assuming they're empty, and wait to see if things calm down a little bit later on. So I won't set up camp right away. I'll just pull off into the campsite, see if things calm down. If they calm down early enough, I'll move on. If they stay like this, then eventually I'll set up camp. But that big bay that I've got to go into to get to the portage, that's going to be getting the full brunt of the wind, and I don't know that I want to face that. We'll see what happens here. A lot depends on whether one of those campsites is open or not. Well, the point I was sheltering around is that one right there. So I just came around the point and I saw the first of the campsites. don't know if I'll stay here or not, but I guess I can take you on a tour of it. The kitchen is kind of strange, but it's got a nice dining area with a view. Nothing down here for a camp, for a tent bed. I haven't come back up here yet. Right up in here wouldn't be too bad. A little bit sloped. Over in there, maybe. Don't think there's anything back in here. Boy, those are strange looking mushrooms. They're almost look like morels, but not quite. That's got to be the trail up to the latrine. So, yeah, I could put a tent back. Probably right in here is where I'd go. That looks like a winning spot out of the ones that are here. Not quite sure tarp-wise what I would do. Let's come back down here and see what the situation is down here. I could definitely use these cedars as one end of my tarp, but I really don't know what I'd use for the other end, unless I stretched it all the way to that. I don't know. Can't even see it on the screen. That cedar there, that'd be quite a ways to run the main line though. In any case, I'd rather not stay here if I don't have to, and especially since I wanted to do a layover day. I'm not sure this is where I'd want to do a layover. I don't want another traveling day. We're supposed to be doing a layover every other day, and I've had one layover now. And this is what, day 5? It just is not working according to plan. I really don't understand where all this wind came from, because according to the forecast it was supposed to be 10-mile-an-hour winds from the west. I have to get the radio out and see what it's saying right now. But this is not fun. Well, it is in a way. It's fun. It's challenging. Here's the situation. According to the radio, the winds right now in Ely are 10 miles an hour. They definitely seem stronger than that here, but they are out of the southwest. And here's the situation on the map. Okay. Southwest wind means it's coming straight along Knife Lake. And for how many miles back this way? So basically, the wind and the waves and everything else are just, they're just building. Now, here's the portage I came across. This is the campsite I'm on. So I've already come this far. And I made it. It was a struggle, but I made it. Now, where I want to go is right around this point here down into this bay is 20 rod portage into Amoeber. So I'm so close to where I wanted to go. I'm thinking now after a break, the only thing that worries me is having to go across the wind down this bay. But once I get past this point here, it shouldn't be too bad. So it's just from that, basically from the point there down to here. That's going to be the diciest part. And just as I'm saying this, the wind suddenly kicks up. But I'm so close. I think I'm going to go for it. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit of white knuckle, I'm sure, especially coming around this point here. But it'll get easier as I get down into that bay. And then Amoeber shouldn't be quite so bad because it's got all the points and everything breaking things up. So I think I'm going to go for it. So here goes. Going away from that campsite now. And into the waves I go. These rocks. Okay, the portage is off. It's actually kind of to the left here. But rather than going across these waves, I'm going to make my way over to that point over there. Maybe look at the angle I'm pointing, the waves will actually kind of blow me down into the bay a little bit too. I'm going to head to that point, and hopefully on the lee side of that point it won't be quite so choppy. And I can just follow that peninsula on down into the portage. Okay, that wasn't very bad at all. A few big waves in there, but nothing too bad. And as I thought, relatively calm down here in the lee of the point. Now I just gotta remember where the portage is. There it is. done with the tough portage of the day, and the last portage of the day, assuming I find a campsite here on Amoeber. Okay, let me remember the lay of the land here. Okay, we have a point to go around. That would be this point here. Here's an island off the point. That would be that island there. Amazing how different it is here than what it was out like out on Knife Lake. Little ripple on the water is all. That's the problem. Long lakes like Knife can really channel that wind. You know, there's the island campsite straight ahead of me. Stand here. That's the big. Let's check everything out. There's the boat landing. I've now pulled the boat up. Nice having that log there to pull it up on. Now we will head up to the campsite. I should be carrying something. I should. Wow. Look at this kitchen area. Would you? Look at this kitchen area. We've got a tent pad possibility here, although it looks like it flooded out, or is prone to flooding out. We have another tent pad back here. And another one here. If anybody's desperate. One here that's kind of down in the depression. Looks like maybe the latrine trail going back here. Don't know. It might dead end. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the latrine trail. Okay. Now, I think what I might do let me see. I gotta figure this out here. So one thing I have to find is a way to set up, or a place to set up my tarp. They haven't really, this is almost too open out here, not enough trees. This won't work in here. Again, this site is pretty screened from the lake. Not a lot of good views of the lake from up here. But as I recall, the other one was pretty much the same way. Gotta figure out my tarp. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my tarp. Another trail down this way. It doesn't really go much of anywhere. No, I guess it did carry on further down this way before that tree came down. Okay, well, gotta figure some things out, but I am here. I got the site I wanted, and it's a good one. Need to get the rest of my stuff up and start setting up camp. I sure am glad that I didn't stop on that one site on Knife and give up. It wasn't really all that hard getting the rest of the way, and this is a very, very nice site, a much nicer site for doing a layover day on. And yeah, it really wasn't all that tough to get to from where I was. So, and I got the island site. Yay! The site that I wanted last year. And the site I had last year would have been okay, but I knew this was a better one, and so I'm glad I came back. So anyway, about the time I got here, it was misting a little bit, so I decided to put the tarp up. Of course, no sooner had I put the tarp up than the sun popped out. So I put my solar charger out, and no sooner did I have that all deployed than the sun popped back in again. Anyway, it's been popping in and out all afternoon now, or all the rest of the time now. I got here about 12:30, so it's now just gone 2:30. So I've been here a couple of hours. Got the tarp up, got a drying line up, rinsed some things out on the line. Had some lunch. Going to set the tent up in momentarily here, and yeah, just kind of gradually taking care of the chores as I can. Anyway, let me try to show you what I did now. I mean, I think you have a pretty good. Yeah, I'll just do it all over again. So that's the campsite I started from this morning. Came up and over the top here. What got me confused was that this campsite is actually right around the corner as you come into this opening. So that's what got me kind of confused this morning, was this campsite is further up here than what's shown on the map. So I did finally find this channel, Came across the, I guess it's a 15 rod portage. I thought it was 5. Kind of hard to see because they got the boundary line right across there, but I think it's a 15 rod portage, not a 5. It seemed more like a 15. It was funny because all the way back in here it was fairly calm. I got out here and it was just choppier than heck. It looked very, very foreboding. So then I paddled and gradually made it to the south side of the lake, the US side, and that's the campsite I stopped on for the break. And at that time I wasn't really sure how, well, actually I stopped originally on the backside of this point for a break, and then I discovered that I was just about at that campsite when I came around that point. So I stopped at the point, the campsite for a break. So I was a lot further down the lake than I thought I was. I thought I was still back in here somewhere. So anyway, after deliberating, I moved on. I paddled across to the point and then down to the 20 rod portage, and then I'm at this campsite right here. Hopefully you can see it. The one on the island. This is the one I had last year. This is where I am this year. As you can see, I went in for a dip. Not that it's really all that hot today, and that wind coming off the lake is keeping it from being as hot as it could be, but it feels good to go in for a dip and just get kind of cleaned off. Don't get me wrong, I don't take soap in with me, but you can rinse away a lot of the grime, grease and grime and dirt, what have you, without having to use soap. So I suppose I did pollute the lake a little bit, but no soap. I got the tent poles in. I got it sitting with, you know, the bottom facing up so that it'll dry out a little bit. I have the ground cloth sitting out too, laying or hanging out actually. Hoping that'll dry out a little bit. Then I'll go back to finishing the tent setup in a little while. Supper tonight is Alpine Air, or Alpine Fare. Leonardo da fettuccine and da fettuccine. Creamy cheese and sour cream sauce with pasta, broccoli, mushroom accented with garlic and onion. It's a vegetarian meal. And can't remember how many people. It says 2.75 ounces. Well, we'll see how this works. 2 cups of water. Okay, so about the same as the Mountain House. Let's see how this goes. I used to eat Alpine Air all the time early on. Then they went for a couple of years. They brought out these self-heating meals, or meals with built-in self-heaters, and it got to be that that's all I could find were the self-heating ones, and they were probably okay for hunting or you know, those type of trips where people are in a cabin or whatever. But for bringing along backpacking or on a trip like this, a Boundary Waters trip, that was just too much extra weight to carry along. Carrying all those those self-heaters, one-time use things, and then you had to pack them all back out again too. So that's when I switched to Mountain House, and never went back basically to Alpine. But for this trip, I wanted a variety for the whole trip, so I got some of the Alpine Air. I also got at least one backpacker pantry meal. So we'll see how this goes. Supposed to add 2 cups to this, so that's about the same as what I do for one of the 2.5 package, 2.5 cup Mountain House meals, so should be about right. We'll see. An Alpine Fare Leonardo da Fettuccine gets a thumbs up.